Fascinating. The Kalash people and their Chumus festival.
Yeah, it's a really unique event. We've got some great source material that shines a light on it.
And our goal really is just to understand what this festival is all about, its key parts, what makes it stand out.
Absolutely. And the sources, they paint a picture of a festival steeped in tradition.
कलाश गांव में मौजूद हैं और ये बम्बुरीद का जो गांव है इससे आगे शेखान है, ये कराकाल है, कराकाल से पीछे ब्रून है, तो आप जरूर कलाश तशरीफ लाइए। ये दिसंबर है, आज 21 दिसंबर है और हम चुमोश फेस्टिवल पे कैलाश में आए हैं। थैंक यू।
Interesting shifts, between the community itself and the outside world.
Okay, so let's unpack that. The timing seems pretty specific around December 20th to 22nd.
That's right. Especially the night between the 20th and 21st. That seems crucial.
Right. But it feels like it's more than just a couple of days of partying. There are these big themes that keep coming up in the material, aren't there? Like this initial separation, almost exclusivity, and then it shifts to this big community celebration. And it's all tied into their religious beliefs.
That's a great way to put it. And what's really striking is how deliberate it all seems. The material points to the first 3 days, say December 18th to 20th. That's a time of complete isolation. The Kalash community just shuts itself off from anyone non-Kalash.
Wow, complete isolation. For 3 days, that's quite something.
It is. The sources are clear. Non-Kalash can't even enter the villages.
And even Kalash people stop interacting with outsiders.
Exactly. No interaction.
So what's going on during that time? What's the focus?
It's all about religion, intense rituals, animal sacrifices, constant prayers to their gods.
Okay, so it's a deeply spiritual period. Laying the groundwork, maybe?
Precisely. It's about devotion, reinforcing their connection to the divine before the more outward-facing parts begin. This exclusivity really underlines how sacred it is.
Yeah, it makes you think about how communities sometimes need that inward turn to strengthen their identity.
Right, like drawing energy inwards.
Okay, and then there's Batrick village. Keeps popping up in the sources. Seems really central.
Oh, definitely. Batrick is clearly the main hub.
The hub. How so?
Well, it's described as the start and end point for the major rituals, the gatherings, and critically, it has a major religious site there.
Ah, okay. And there was something specific mentioned, a Wunechos Noah altar, a central sacrificial altar.
Yes, exactly, in Batrick. And it represents 4 different tribes, apparently. That's where the festival is said to officially kick off.
So it's like the spiritual heart of Chumus. It really shows how important physical places can be for anchoring these kinds of traditions, doesn't it?
It really does. And that altar, representing different groups, it highlights how the religious practice unifies them, even during that initial closed-off period.
Interesting. So how do different parts of the community come together for these shared moments?
Well, that seems to be part of what Batrick facilitates.
Okay, so we have this intense, separate religious focus centered on Batrick. Then, the night between December 20th and 21st, this Unyen Shofin.
The torchlight procession, yeah.
That sounds like a really significant moment, a turning point.
It definitely feels like one. And what's amazing is who takes part.
Yeah.
The material says everyone Kalasha, men, women, children, the elders, the whole community is involved in this procession.
The entire community moving together with torches in the dark.
Yeah.
That's quite an image.
It really is.
And it ends up somewhere specific.
Yes. The sources say it concludes at the Batrick Village Dance Hall. So it's a communal journey with a clear destination.
A sort of pilgrimage.
Kind of, yeah. And crucially, prayers are continuous throughout this night, according to their beliefs. So even this big communal movement is deeply religious.
इस वक्त हमारे हैं कि इस वक्त हमारे हैं बत्रिक गांव से कैलाश में और हम जा रहे हैं जी आगे और यहाँ से एक जुलूस जो है वो म्यूजिक बजाता हुआ म्यूजिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट बजाता हुआ ब्रून के डांसिंग हॉल की तरफ जा रहा है। तो आइए आपको दिखाते हैं ब्रून के जो डांसिंग हॉल में जो है वो मजीद जो तकरीबात हो रही हैं चुमोश फेस्टिवल की। आज है 22 दिसंबर।
Right, so it's not just a parade, it's active worship.
Exactly. It makes you think about all the different ways religious expression can happen, from quiet prayer to this big collective movement.
So that night, the 20th into the 21st, is huge.
Yeah.
Very active, very communal, very religious. Then what?
Then, interestingly, December 21st is described as a rest day.
Makes sense after all that intensity, right? Both spiritual and physical.
Totally. A pause, a breather before the next phase. It shows that rhythm, intense activity, then quiet.
A balance. And then comes December 22nd. The sources talk about a morning gathering, back at the Batrick village dance hall again.
Yes. And this is where things really seem to shift, to open up.
Open up how? More inclusive.
That's what it sounds like. Described as a magnificent ceremony where the Kalash express their happiness, it's a clear move from that inward focus to an outward expression.
Okay, and this is where outsiders come in. Or sort of.
Sort of, yeah. The material mentions non-Kalash people are allowed to watch the torchlit procession, but from a distance.
Right, observing.
And then on the 22nd, they are permitted to watch the gathering and the celebration.
So they can witness the joy, but maybe not participate in the core rituals themselves.
That seems to be the key distinction. The really sacred internal rituals remain within the community. But the celebration resulting from that devotion, that's shared or at least witnessed.
It's a careful balance, isn't it? Managing how you preserve tradition while still interacting with the outside world.
Exactly. It raises all sorts of questions about how communities navigate that.
So, okay, let's try and summarize. We've got this multi-day festival in December. Starts with a really intense period of the Kalash community separating itself off, focusing deeply on religion.
Right, with Batrick village and its altar right at the center of that.
Then comes that powerful torchlit procession with everyone involved on the night of the 20th.
Leading into a necessary rest day on the 21st.
And finally, it culminates on the 22nd with this big, public, observable expression of happiness and community spirit.
And that thread of religious significance runs through absolutely everything.
Yeah, the whole progression is key, isn't it? From inward, strict boundaries to this outward burst of joy, which outsiders can see.
It's a really fascinating structure, maintaining cultural integrity while sharing the happiness.
So we've kind of journeyed through the Chumus Festival here, seeing this blend of separation, intense ritual, and then community celebration.
Yeah, and seeing how Batrick village acts as an anchor and the power of that torchlit procession.
And it all happens in that late December window, with that key night, the 20th to 21st, being that procession heading to Batrick. This whole deep dive, it really makes you think. Consider how different cultures, maybe even groups you're part of, handle that balance.
Yeah, that tension between inward focus, whether it's religious or just, reflective time.
And then the outward sharing, the community joy. What role does that shared experience play? And how do groups decide who gets to participate and when?
It's definitely food for thought, how traditions are both protected and shared.
Absolutely. And if this has piqued your interest, well, we definitely encourage you to look more into the Kalash people. It's a truly fascinating culture.
जी ये चुमुस फेस्टिवल शुरू हो चुका है। ये ब्रून गांव के डांसिंग हॉल में ये रसूमात जारी हैं। इस वक्त हम बाबर साहब के साथ मौजूद हैं और बाबर साहब कलाशा हैं बदरीक गांव के अंदर और साथ ही डांसिंग हॉल है और ऊपर बदरीक की कुर्बान और इस वक्त ये किचन है। देखिए खूबसूरत रवायती किचन, ये इनकी छकोर है जिसमें ये खाना रखते हैं और केटली पे जो है वो कहवा बन रहा है, कहवा हम पी रहे हैं। जी थैंक यू वेरी मच, स्टे विद अस।
क्यों जा रहे हैं?
हाँ हम जा रहे हैं इंशाल्लाह। फिर मैं 3 दिन का आपको दोबारा आने तो आपसे मिलके बड़ा खुशी हुई, बाग हुई तबीयत। बहुत शुक्रिया। मोबाइल मिला नहीं मिला?
पुलिस भिजवा दी
अच्छा मैं
अल्लाह आपको खैर खैरियत से